Hello, guys. Welcome back. This is the third episode of the Causal Podcast, and for this week, we are talking a lot of things, including Premier League, Serie A, Bundesliga, La Liga, and Ligue 1, because a lot of things been happening in the world of football. So we will cover that all. So stay tuned and listen to the last. So let's start from the best league in the world. Let's start from the best player in the world. No, let's start from the best team in the world. Manchester United won 4-1 against Newcastle United. Man United were expected to beat Newcastle United, obviously, but we didn't expect, United fans didn't expect it to be 4-1 with Ronaldo scoring a brace. We didn't expect that. But what a game, man. It was quite amazing. I think the first half was gloomy. I didn't enjoy, but obviously watching Ronaldo was just a different vibe. Old Trafford was just like, it was just something else. I think I've not seen Old Trafford that louder since Sir Alex left. Right, that was quite amazing atmosphere. And first half 1-0. That was, I think, in the last minute, 45 plus 2 or something like that. And Ronaldo scored a tap in, and I celebrated. And the first shoe at Old Trafford was massive. And the second half, we began very poorly because we conceded the goal at the 52nd minute, and the game now was 1-1, right? And then I was like, oh, here we go. But then again, this is Man United. This is a different Man United team. This is a super team. And they came back. Ronaldo scored yet again in the 62nd minute. And Bruno Fernandes with a banger in the 80th minute. And Lingard capped it off with a beautiful move by United in the 90th minute. So United won the game 4-1. And in conclusion, I have to say, I think everybody played well. For me, the pick of obviously has to be Ronaldo. Then Bruno played well, especially because of that goal. Pogba. Let's talk about Paul Pogba, because he now has 7 assists in 4 games, right? And for this entire time, people have been saying, especially the experts, your experts like Graham Souness, been saying he has not delivered for United because he doesn't have those numbers like KDB has, right, for Man City. And I look at De Bruyne's numbers this season. Oh, well, there's nothing to look at. But Paul Pogba has 7 assists now, so people have been asked to shut their mouth. I'm very happy for Paul, because he has suffered a lot, for unnecessary hate, unnecessary criticism, and for him to get those numbers, really, really very happy for him. Bruno is like Bruno. He just loves to score. Ronaldo, I think he's going to have a very good impact for this team as well. So overall, I think everybody played well. Wan-Bissaka didn't have best of the games for me. And I have to say this, United are just one proper defensive midfielder away from conquering Europe. I just looked at the picture, right? Somebody sent me the picture of this United team when they celebrated the goal. They sent me the picture. I started looking at the players. So the first player I saw was Luke Shaw, then Jadon Sancho, Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Ronaldo, Varane. And I was like, damn, when did this happen, right? Under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we've just built a dynasty, bro. Like, that team is just massive. Like, now I get when people say they should be winning something. I was like, why should we win something? We didn't have a defensive midfielder. I was like, always questioning them. But I looked into that picture, right? I just dipped it, because that team is just ridiculous. And we don't have Rashford. We don't have Cavani coming. This is something else, right? So we must be winning something. I completely agree with people, but we still need a defensive midfielder. And like I say, we are one defensive midfielder away from conquering Europe. And very good result for United. Very happy. So we're playing Young Boys tomorrow, I guess, on Tuesday, in the Champions League. But we will talk about it later on. But yeah, very, very, very good week for Manchester United. Meanwhile, over there in London, there's a different story. We have 3 of the biggest teams in the world representing London. One wears red, one wears white, and one wears blue. And at this point, obviously, a team wearing blue is the best one. Chelsea defeated Aston Villa 3-0. Lukaku with the brace. And this is going to be an interesting one because in Serie A last season, Ronaldo and Lukaku went head to head for the Golden Boot. And it looks like same thing's going to happen this season too. But for me, Chelsea look a legit team. Like under Tuchel, they're just something else. Um, and I have to say, I don't think Chelsea should have won the game 3-0. They should have considered couple, I think. Eduardo Mendy was the man of the match for Chelsea. He has the most saves this season in the Premier League, and also the underlying metrics, the numbers. They should be having 6 points up to now, but they have 10 points, so they're overachieving to some extent. So it's going to be an interesting one because I think you look at the way Chelsea play. They play with the three centre backs, wing backs, two defensive midfielders. So their approach on paper looks like a defensive team, and their statistics back that up too, right? They have a very good clean sheet numbers, fewest conceded since Tuchel came in or something like that. But when it comes to scoring, they had the problem. They welcome Lukaku and he's been scoring, but I don't think this game should have finished 3-0. Should have been 3-2, 3-1 at least. But well done to Chelsea. They look like a title contenders to me. And yeah, I think United and Chelsea, they will go head to head. This is going to be a throwback to the 2008, definitely. But on the other side of London, a team that wears red won 1-0 against Norwich. It was a 6-pointer relegation battle, and Arsenal came on top. Congratulations to them. Aubameyang scored for them, and Mikel Arteta went on to say this was the best 10 days of his Arsenal management career. And I think this is just so bad for them, right? They are ridiculously funny. Like they just don't know, but they are so funny. And if you guys know about the Athletic, it's the I think the best subscription, best sports website. They have this propaganda about Mikel Arteta. So the game finished. So the next morning they released an article saying something positive about Arteta. I think it said why people should believe in Arteta and why they were so good against Norwich and a different system. And this is Arteta's Arsenal and something like that. And I'm so baffled, right? The same shit goes with Oli, and they attack him. And meanwhile, they just won their first fucking game after 3 losses, after conceding 9 goals. A scrappy win over Norwich at home, 19th place versus 20th place, and you're boasting about it. Like, make it make sense, man. And I think this is just ridiculous. They didn't play well, but they won, right? And this propaganda towards Arteta is just ridiculous. But like I said, I hope it goes on because that's just a mess. The next step got is Burnley, I think. I don't know if they're gonna win it or not, but by the looks of it, I don't think they're gonna win it. I guess Norway they just scrapped with that 1-0 win. But like I said, after that 1-0, when they scored the goal, they were quite good. But yeah, they were just dead. Meanwhile, Mohamed Salah has scored his 100th goal in the Premier League in just 162 games. He has become the 5th fastest player to score 100 goals in the Premier League behind Thierry Henry, Alan Shearer, Sergio Aguero, and who else was it? Harry Kane, right? But for me, he is the best Premier League winger of all time. And I'm a very big fan of Ronaldo saying that. Because you look at that list, right? I said top 5. He's the 5th best in that scenario. He's the only winger. Rest of the dudes I just called, they are the strikers. They were the strikers, should I say. He is the winger. A winger that scores goals so rapid. Every game, you just depend on him, Liverpool are just entirely dependent upon him, and he delivers every freaking time, which is insane. For me, he's the GOAT Premier League winger. And Liverpool defeated Leeds United 3-0. And the funniest thing was Mane trying to score so hard. He missed sitters after sitters after sitters and finally went on to score in the 90th minute. They defeated Leeds United 3-0. Leeds are a kind of food for the top six teams, so there's not a, you cannot really judge a team on the base of that result. But obviously, Liverpool look good. For me, the Trent Alexander-Arnold dude is the best right back in the world. Salah and TAA, that's the best right side in the league, or in the world, should I say, or ever. You have Jota. I don't rate Jota because of the way he performed in the Euros with Portugal, and the way his passing is just so pathetic. And there was a bad incident about Harvey Elliott. He got injured, so wishing a speedy recovery for him. It just sucks to see youngsters, get injured like that. For me, he's one of the, favorite. I don't support Liverpool players, but when you watch a game, you just say, "Oh, if I'm watching a game, he's my favorite dude." So whenever I watch Liverpool's game, he's the one to when I look for. So it just sucks. But yeah, I think Liverpool are just serious. Look at their team. It's the same team that they had when they won the title. The difference is there is no Wijnaldum, and there is no Firmino. There was no Firmino in that game. But I think their plan is just the same. Alexander-Arnold and Salah is going to be the main threats for them. Van Dijk doesn't look the same Van Dijk, though. I have to mention that. He just looks a bit heavy. But Fabinho, what a player he is. He should have come to United. But Jose Mourinho, what he does, a dinosaur. But yeah, I think Liverpool are serious contenders this season. But like I said, if one injury occurs, I don't think they're going to get anywhere closer. Like especially to Salah, Van Dijk, and TAA, some of the dudes like that. If some of them get injured, I don't think they are going to be there. But yeah, I think with that first 11, they are very good. And now let's talk about the favorites. Favorites for the Premier League, Manchester City went on to Leicester City, King Power Stadium, and they won 1-0. Scrappy goal from Bernardo Silva, a scrappy win over Leicester City. And it's a tough ground, I know. But with the team they have, they should be winning comfortably. And with a tactician like Pep Guardiola, the best tactician ever, I don't think it should have been a tough game for them. But my theory is are they the best team in the Premier League? Because you look at their team, they don't have a striker. Gabriel Jesus doesn't play as a striker anymore. So Ferran Torres is their striker who plays as a false nine. They have Grealish, who just drifts here and there, basically plays from the left, and they have Sterling as the substitute. So their midfield, as of that game, was Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, and Rodri. Their back four is Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, and Walker, and Ederson is their goalkeeper, right? So they just have the same team as the previous seasons. But I just don't get the same vibe from that team, because it's just like telepathic, I mean? Like, you look at United, I really don't know how we're going to score. We will score, though. We will score. Somebody's going to score a goal. But I really don't know how we're going to score. But when you look at Man City, you know how they're going to score. Their fullback's going to cut back the ball. And there's some of the wingers or the striker or the false nine will finish that. That's this. That's their formula. And you watch their games, you say like, well, I just watched this game last week, but on the television it shows live. Like I said, it's just telepathic. You don't want to enjoy that. It's like robotic shit. So for me, I don't enjoy watching Manchester City at all. The best game I watched of Manchester City was one against Liverpool when they won 2-1, and one against Tottenham in the Champions League. That's it. Rest of it, I really don't watch Man City because I don't love to watch that. Like I said, it's a robotic thing, but I genuinely don't think they have the best team. Their squad is the best, though, because you look at the substitutes, like they're substituting Mahrez for somebody else, Mahrez for Bernardo Silva, suppose, and that means you are exchanging a gold with a gold. Whereas for United, they might have a best team, best 11, but when you're a substituting player, you are substituting gold with garbage. Same shit happens with Liverpool. They are substituting Salah with Origi. That's a downgrade. But Man City, they have got a good squad. So I don't think I just don't get the vibe of, oh, this is the best team. This is something I want to watch. The best teams you want to watch them, but you don't want to watch Man City. Mainly because I think it's just same shit after same shit. They just repeat and repeat, but they win though, and that's good for them, but not for us. So a very scrappy win for City. They are fourth right now. United are first, Chelsea second, Liverpool third, and Man City fourth. I think the top four is going to stay as like that. That is it. Yeah, I think that's my prediction, and that's why I predicted previously as well. I think that is going to be the top for this season. And finally, let's talk about his Spurs. They started with a perfect record: 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0 against Man City, 1-0 against Wolves, 1-0 against Watford, and they played Crystal Palace, a team that had a very poor start under Patrick Vieira, and the Spurs went to Selhurst Park and got spanked 3-0. They lost the game. So the goal difference of theirs is back to nil. They just have 9 points now. And this was coming. They didn't deserve to win against Wolves. A scrappy win against Man City. They should have drawn against Watford. But you know what happens in football? Luck favored them, and they won all those 3 games. And now they finally came into the realization that they are actually not that good. And Harry Kane, I don't think he even played, even though he was named in the team sheet, because he was nowhere near the best Harry Kane. So pathetic performance. Zaha, I think that was one of his best performances I've ever seen. Crystal Palace, let's talk about them, because they're not the top 6 team to talk about it specifically, but look at the players that they have. They have Zaha, and people also say Zaha is the kind of player that should be playing for Real Madrid and Barcelona. I completely agree. He's that good. He's very good. Then they have Edouard. They brought Edouard from Celtic, one of the top prospect strikers in the Europe, and they brought him. He scored 2 goals within, I think it was 15 minutes or something like that. He scored his first goal with his first touch. Very, very good. And then you have Eze, who is injured right now, but he will come back. Then you have Olis, very good young player. Their squad is so nice, right? It's so well built. And they bought Guhi from Chelsea, Conor Gallagher. Their team looks good. And if Vieira can work it out, I think Crystal Palace can really surprise a lot of people. Their team is so likable too as well. I think they fall in the category of West Ham United, and Everton, teams like that has a good 4-5 players and other average players, but they are so good to watch. So I think Crystal Palace is going to have a good season. Very, very well done for by Crystal Palace. Won 3-0 against the Spurs, and the Spurs, like I said, they have very, very big problems without Son. They didn't have Son for this game, but I don't think even with Son they could have done anything, because Crystal Palace from the minute 1 to the last were quite brilliant. So that's the roundup of the Premier League. I won't go through the other results though, because there are other teams to focus on. So I think that was quite a good week for the Premier League. Only one of the top 6 teams lost. That was the Spurs. Other teams won. And very, very well done. Another spectacular week in the best league in the world. So let's move on to PSG. Mbappe scored yet again for them. 4-0 against, I think, what's this name? Clermont-Foot. Oh man, what's the yeah. They won though. They won 4-0. Mbappe scored 1. But where is Lionel Messi? He was supposedly a PSG player. He went there to play for PSG, but where on earth is he? His entire time, he's just been drinking that shit that they drink. Him, Suarez, and Griezmann, whatever they drink, every time. When he's gonna play? Meanwhile, the other best one is just starting in the very first game, scoring a brace, and there's a little Mizet over there, not starting any single game. So where on earth is he? That's my question. If anybody knows, please let me know where is he. So that's the state of it. PSG won 4-0. I didn't think I should go deep into it, because like the team name, the Clermont-Foot, that team's gonna lose. That team's gonna get relegated. So yeah, Herrera scored a couple of goals, by the way, and Guye scored a one, and PSE won 4-0. One of my favorite youngsters, Eduardo Camavinga, debuted yesterday for Real Madrid. Real Madrid won 4-1 against Celta Vigo, and Camavinga scored as well. So what a debut for him in his dream club, scoring in the very first game. Very, very well done to him. And Benzema, Karim Benzema, for me the best striker in the last decade. He scored a hat-trick. Brilliant, brilliant header. The second goal, amazing. And he's been carrying Real Madrid since Ronaldo left. So like that just proves that he was so significant to that three-peat team. He's an amazing player, man. He's just something that you love to watch. His hold-up play, his link-up, his finishing. He's got every type of finishes. He can do everything as a striker. He's an amazing player. That's why I just call him the best striker in the last decade. So yeah, well done to Real Madrid, and it was brilliant to see Camavinga score as well. So they won 4-1, and on the other side of Madrid, Atletico Madrid defeated Espanyol 2-1. Espanyol scored the first goal in the first half. I think it was in the 39th minute, and then Atletico Madrid scored a goal in the 60th minute, but it was chalked off due to offside. Then Carrasco scored in the 79th minute, and it looked like it was going to end up as a draw, but there was 10 minutes added on as a stoppage time. And in the 99th minute, Lemar scored the goal for Atletico Madrid. So it was a dramatic game, and they've been bailing out these results, Atletico Madrid, and that's the sign of champions. So well done. Both the sides of Madrid won, and it was a good La Liga day. Now let's talk about my second favorite team. United are my favorite team, and they play some random football. That's why I love it. The vibes I get from it is just immense. And the same kind of team with a different manager, with a different kind of players is AC Milan. They won 2-0 against Lazio last night. What a comfortable victory. So enjoyable to watch. The team is extremely well drilled, should I say. Rafael Leao and Brahim Diaz, two of the youngsters in that front line, they're doing job for the AC Milan team. Then in the midfield, we have Kessie and Benasser, Tonali, who has upgraded massively from last season. And then we have Tomori and Romagnoli as our center backs, Theo Hernandez as our left back. So what a performance from the boys last night. Brilliant win. And I think they are the favorites. Inter Milan, obviously, they won the league last season, so they have to be considered as favorites as well. But I don't think they have that team, specifically with a proper striker like they had in Lukaku and Hakimi, the players like that. But I think AC Milan, the way they are playing, the players that they've got, the manager that they've got, and the way they are playing as a team, most importantly, I think they're going to win the Serie A. What a win. There's a reason that they are my second favorite team, and they're going to play Liverpool. We're going to predict that as well. But yeah, well done to AC Milan. Other Serie A teams, Juventus. Oh, well done, Juventus. You saw Ronaldo, and many of the fans on social media anyway were saying it's because of Ronaldo that Juventus are falling down. And I was like, no, it's not. It's genuinely because Juventus had their time. For 9 years, they dominated. Ronaldo joined at the latter stages of that dominance. That's where it looks like because of Ronaldo it happened. No, it happened because you guys are shit, right? And they are now in the 16th place after 3 games. They've got 1 point, and they're gonna have to do a lot of good things right in order to be back. And I don't think they're gonna be back soon enough as well. So yeah, I hope that club dies because I hate that team. So pathetic team. So yeah, let's just hope they're eradicated from Italian history. Meanwhile, Roma, they won 2-1 against Sassuolo. It was Jose Mourinho's 1000th game in his career, and Jose said that he actually communicated to the players that he didn't care about the game being the 1000th game, just play your game. He communicated that, but later on he went on to say, I was actually very scared because this was my 1000th game, so I wanted to win, and thanks to the boys that we won. So what a man. I don't think we're gonna see another Jose Mourinho. I don't think we're gonna see anyone closer to him. He's just that charismatic character that we just need. But yeah, well done to Roma. They have the perfect record in this La Liga. Sorry, Serie A two, 3 wins out of three. Tammy Abraham and Jose Mourinho, can they deliver the title? I hope they don't. Sorry, they don't. I want AC Milan to win the title, but yeah, I think that's the state of Serie A right now. Let's wrap this up with a review of Bundesliga, where Bayern Munich thrashed RB Leipzig 4-1, and Borussia Dortmund won 4-3 against Bayer Leverkusen. Amazing game that was. But Bayern Munich, I don't think their dominance is gonna be ever stop. Like, what is it? RB Leipzig probably is top five teams in the Bundesliga. That team is playing in the Champions League, and that team supposedly need to rival Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich just thrust them away 4-1. It just shows their dominance, and I don't think this is the Leipzig of the past years on the Nagelsmann when they had Timo Werner, Upamecano, and all these dudes. Now they're just RB Leipzig. They are renowned, but they're not that good. They got slapped. Meanwhile, on the other side, Dortmund destroyed Bayer Leverkusen, should I say? But because the game finished 4-3, amazing game, end to end to end. And Haaland, what a monster that guy is! He's got another goal, couple of goals, and I think that guy is so ridiculous that in 65 games in Dortmund, he has scored 65 goals and 19 assists. Crazy player. And it's going to be interesting because next season he's going to have that release clause activation period, so that other teams can activate the release clause. That's what reports say anyway. So it's going to be interesting. I think Man City will try for him. United probably will try for him with the relationship with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and all of that. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see. Real Madrid will definitely go for Mbappe. I don't think Haaland's going to go to Barcelona. Liverpool, no chance. City, United, I think those are the teams that he can go. Yeah, like I said, the next season is going to be an interesting one because that guy is a must-see. So finally, I'm finishing this episode with predictions for this round of fixtures in the Champions League. Match day 1, I will only predict the major ones. So the first one I'm going for is Young Boys against Man United. United going to go away to Switzerland to play YBs. So I think it's going to end up as 3-1 or 2-0. I think one of those scores. So I'm going to go for 3-1, especially considering the fact that United will rotate. And, yeah, I think it's going to be a 3-1. Another game is Barcelona against Bayern Munich. I think Bayern going to win this 4-1. That's my prediction. Chelsea versus Zenit. I think Chelsea will easily win this. 3-0 is my prediction. Malmo versus Juventus. I wish Malmo win, but I don't see them winning, sadly, this one. So Juventus going to win 2-0. What are the other games? Let me see. Inter Milan against Real Madrid. I think Real will win. 2-1 is my prediction. Besiktas against Dortmund. Dortmund will easily win. For me, it's going to be 2-1. Atletico Madrid versus Porto. I think it's going to be a draw. I'm going to go for 1-1. Liverpool versus AC Milan. This is going to be an interesting one. I'm going to go for... I think it's at Anfield, so I'm going to go for 2-1 Liverpool win. PSG will definitely beat Club Brugge. I'm going to go for 3-0. And Man City against RB Leipzig. Man City will definitely win that one. I'm going to go for 3-1. So those are my predictions. What are your predictions? If you want to comment down below. That is it for this time. We will meet together soon. Next week, probably, with the results of the Champions League and probably other league fixes as well. And I think I will switch to other, sports as well, or music. We can talk a lot of things. So anything can happen. So stay tuned. Goodbye for this time.